crafters. Today I'll be creating 2 wall plaques in celebration of Black History Month. These are the items that I'll be using in my first project. The hope sign I purchased from Michael's for $4.99. I'll also be using red, black, green, and orange paint, as well as a piece of kente cloth material that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. I start by taking a pencil and putting dividing lines between all of the letters in the continent of Africa on the sign. This gives me a guide on where I should stop painting each individual letter. I'll be painting the letters on the sign in red, black, and green. These colors represent the colors in the African flag, and each color symbolizes something specific on the flag. The red represents the blood that unites all of Black African ancestry. The black represents the people whose existence as a nation, though not a nation state, is affirmed by the existence of the flag. And the green represents the abundant and natural wealth of Africa, the motherland. This is what it's looking like so far. I then take this pumpkin colored orange Waverly chalk paint that I purchased from Walmart, and I colored the edges of the sign. I thought the orange color gave a nice pop to the red, black, and green, as well as a nice pop to the kente cloth material that I'm going to be covering up the continent of Africa on the sign. I like how it's looking so far. I then take this material and I just place it down. I just want to make sure I've gotten my dimensions cut out correctly. And once I place it there, I see that I do. It fits nice and flushed against the H and the E on the sign. So I then take some Mod Podge and I apply a generous amount of Mod Podge to the continent of Africa. I then take the material and I gently place it on the sign, giving it a little pressure to put it in place. I then take my scissors and I cut off all that excess material because I won't be needing that. And I then apply a generous amount of Mod Podge on the top of the material. I want this to dry hard and firm on the sign. So I allow this to dry overnight. This is what it looks like after it's dried overnight, and it turned out perfect. I then take a utility knife, a sharp utility knife, and I cut the excess material from around the continent of Africa. If you're going to use this process, you will need to use a very sharp utility knife or box cutter because you want to get a clean cut getting the material off. You don't want to have any ragged edges after you've cut off the excess material. After I've done that, I take that orange paint and I paint the back of the sign just to give it a more finished look. And this is what my sign turned out like, and I'm loving it. I love the finished project here. These are the items that I'll be using in my second project. The Descendant of Greatness sign I purchased from Michael's for $4.99. I purchased these plaques. They were 3 for 50 cents from Family Dollar after Valentine's Day, and I'll be painting each one red, black, and green. After the paint has dried on the plaques, I flip them over and I use these large popsicle sticks that I purchased from Walmart and some hot glue to attach them to the plaque to make it one solid plaque. I do use that L-shaped ruler just to keep everything lined up perfectly. I end up using 4 popsicle sticks to attach to the plaque just to make it one solid plaque. And this is what it's looking like so far. I then start to work on the Descendant of Greatness sign. I'm going to be painting the entire plaque with some antiquing wax by Waverly. I purchased that at Walmart. I start by painting in the middle of all of the letters to get that all filled in. Once I paint the sign with the antiquing wax, I take a baby wipe and wipe off all the excess paint. I'll be using that antiquing wax as a stain. I like the finish that it gave the wood. Once that has completely dried, I take a black Sharpie and I outline the continent of Africa on the sign. I thought it gave the sign a little bit more dimension. I also took the excess paint that was left on the baby wipe and I wiped it over the word greatness. I'll be painting that in a bright orange, but I don't want it to come across very too bright. So I thought that giving it just a little bit of that brown antiquing wax would tone down the orange color that I'll be putting on the greatness, the word greatness. I take that black Sharpie and I fill in the words descendant of in the black Sharpie. I take the orange Arteza oil paint pen and I color in the word greatness. And this is what it's looking like so far. I think the antiquing wax did a great job of helping to tone down that bright orange color. I then take the oil pen in that same orange and I trim the entire outer edge of the sign in that orange. That just gives it a little more color and also a little bit more dimension. I purchased this border that you'd use for a bulletin board in this kente cloth print from Michael's for $1.99. I cut out 4 strips. I'll be using this as trim for my plaque. I'm going to hot glue the trim to the plaque. I purchased these wooden dowels from Hobby Lobby. I think it's a 20-piece pack for $1.99. And I take the black oil paint pen, and I color 4 of them in. I'll be using these to represent little nails for each corner of the plaque. I'm going to hot glue them down to the plaque, one in each corner. I take these little square wooden pieces that I purchased from the Dollar Tree and I hot glue them to the back of the plaque. I'm just placing it here to kind of see where I'll place it on the plaque. Then I place some hot glue to those because now I'm ready to flip this over and attach it to the plaque. I do kind of eyeball it here just to center it in place. And once I have it in place, I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure until the hot glue sets up. And this is my finished project. I love how it turned out. I love how the colors work together, and I love how the antiquing wax pulled out the wood grain in the sign. These are both of my finished projects. Please give me a comment and let me know if you like my projects and which one you prefer the best. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment, and share. Until next time, guys, please stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.